DUI is driving under the influence. DUI can cause you to go to jail or even worse, die. How does DUI work? Well, it's simply drunk driving. It affects the brain, eyesight, and hearing. How does that happen? Well, let's take a look. Alcohol is primarily absorbed through the stomach and the small intestines. It is considered a food because it has calories, but does not need to be digested. It proceeds directly to the body through the digestive system. After ingestion, it is carried through the bloodstream and crosses the blood-brain barrier, at which time impairment begins. A greater amount of ingestion causes greater impairment to the brain, which in turn causes a person to have a greater degree of difficulty in functioning.
Now let's take a look at the necessary skills needed for driving.
Alcohol begins to affect an individual prior to reaching the legally intoxicated blood alcohol concentration level of 0.08%. There are several factors that determine the degree of intoxication that an individual may experience. These factors include the individual's weight, whether they are female or male, the amount of food they've consumed, and the amount of alcohol they've drank. Alcohol is rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream from the small intestine and less rapidly from the stomach and colon. In proportion to its concentration in the bloodstream, alcohol decreases activity in the parts of the brain and spinal cord. The drinker's blood alcohol concentration depends on the amount consumed in a given time, the drinker's size, gender, body build, and metabolism, the type and amount of food in the stomach. Once the alcohol has passed into the blood, no food or beverage can delay or interfere with its effects. In order to be a successful driver, an individual must use several skills such as vision, reaction time, judgment, hearing, and simultaneous task processing. Driving skills can be divided into cognitive skills, such as information processing, and psychomotor skills. Component skills involve maintaining the vehicle in the proper lane and direction, while monitoring the environment for vital safety information, such as other vehicles, traffic signs, and pedestrians.
Well, those are the information to process.
Now we know that it only takes a small amount of alcohol to impair an individual. This makes it difficult for someone to know they need a designated driver. I suggest you ask yourself these 3 questions prior to drinking and driving. 1. Do I have a designated driver? 2. Do I have money for a cab? And 3. Do I really need to drink? I don't have a designated driver, nor do I have money for a cab.
Those are some great questions to ask yourself.
Please don't drink and drive.